Hey there, today I wanted to talk about content pillars for founders and why this type of approach could be holding you back from sharing your gifts with your audience in your brand content. Hey, my name is Sarika, and on this channel we are reimagining content so that founders can create sustainably, beautifully, and joyfully without social media nonsense, because your art is yours, not Meta's, and more people deserve to see it. So if that sounds like you, please get comfy and maybe grab a drink. We are hydrating over here because it is hot today. So I'm seeing a subtle shift in the online space away from the status quo in content, like content pillars and other rigid rule following thinking, shall we say, and people returning to a more organic approach, less intense, less burnout. And I personally think this is wonderful news for creatives, especially because I've seen this become an issue for creatives in business time and time again. And if you've ever struggled with this type of approach and failed, quote unquote failed, please know it is not your fault. It's because it's not a great framework, at least in my opinion, because your creativity cannot be contained or diminished. So I thought this was a segment we could call Content Pillars and Other Meta Myths. Let's dig into why these things can be keeping you stuck from sharing your gifts, your brand, your offering, work, vision, insert whichever word feels most appropriate and aligned for you. And I know I'm honing in on content pillars, but this could really be applied to the other conventional tools that we've seen dominate in this space. Content calendars, that's obviously another major one we've all heard way too much about. So speaking as a brand content creator with 10 plus years of experience, my take is that most founders don't need reductive boxes. They need systems that center them first and clearer emotional direction. Here's what I mean by this. Things like pillars and planners kind of originate from this idea of like constant production and kind of, what I would call busy work. And for me anyway, they create this quite frantic energy that is very social first and your business second structured. So they never really felt very aligned for me. This approach feels very meta manufactured, if you like, because it centers feeding the machine rather than you as a unique brand archetype in any way, because it typically ends up positioning all your business content as a separate additional piece of work on top of your to-do list, rather than centering you and looking at how we can build on things that are already happening in your world, like your production process, your values, your product out in the world. That's just a couple of really quick examples, and that's why they kind of always gave me the ick, I think. And I want to be really clear, I am not saying that content pillars or calendars or planners or any of those things are wrong or dumb or that they suck. Absolutely not. There are a ton of super talented creators and social media experts who've made it work for them. Julia Broom, founder of Workhorse, is a personal fave of someone who does this approach exceptionally well. She is like excellent at what she does and the way she does it. That's just one example. But I do think there's a reason why we see so many creatives in business who are arguably the best placed group of people to dominate in content creation really struggle with this area of their business. So we're not writing them off altogether. I do think it's like a pastoral exercise. These kinds of tools can be great to get some clarity, to take a step back, examine what you're putting out there and see if it's like doing the job you want it to do. But only using them will ultimately lead you to end up subscribing to a format that might not just feel good in your body and in your schedule and in your cycle if you have one. And before you know it, you're setting yourself up to be like posting 5 to 7 times a week and doing a bunch of stuff that you haven't even tried out yet, and your business is now an Instagram machine rather than a beautiful jeweler or rug weaver or massage therapist, whatever it is that you're doing. And I think this is the root of why founders, creatives in business get stuck in this rut with this kind of thinking, because they go through the process thinking this is what I'm supposed to do, but it's often all out of alignment, so it's just not sustainable. Basically, your content doesn't suck, the system does. I really cooked with that one, didn't I? If any of that sounded familiar, or you can just even feel your body clenching at the thought, it's all right. Get comfy. You're in good company. I really want you to treat this as the mindset shift that will turn the tap on in the flow of your ideas and your production. Anytime I have a client or a friend ask me about this, this is the advice that I give them. We switch to a you-centered approach. I'm talking your routine, your production, your workflow, your processes, and to steadily work outwards from that. And that is our roadmap. Now, some of you might call that reverse engineering, quote unquote, but actually we're just turning things the right way around again so that you and your business are the star at the center, and your social channels, your content, even, any buckets or planners that you're keeping in the mix are part of your solar system, but they're not dictating how you show up, how you share your gifts. They're not running your business. They are not in the driver's seat of any of those things. You are, and your essence is. So what does this really look like? We're looking for your production processes, how you pack an order, your morning routine as you set up your studio space ready for the day. It could be a part of your creative process that you really, really love, whether that's like a physical, product, or how you love interacting with your in-person clients. And then looking further out, more seasonally or thematically, it could be a recurring event, like a sourcing trip. It could be a deeper dive into how you take something from concept to full product or offer. Basically, we're looking for things that are already happening in your world, and we're looking for things that are happening on repeat. Those two things are super, super simple, because that is how you're going to be able to actually build them into the rhythm of your day, your week, your processes, and capitalize on them in a way that centers you. And I know those two things might sound the same, but I promise you that they're not exactly the same. So just trust me on that one. So now we are not randomly picking out abstract content ideas that we're seeing online somewhere else and shoehorning them into your schedule. That in itself just puts you under pressure, I feel like. Instead, we are seeing what already exists with our talented creative eye and asking, how can I build capturing this into my day with either as little lift as possible or as much enjoyment as possible? And that's the other two parts of the criteria. Is it easy to fit in, and or do I really love doing it regardless of the extra time and effort? So the more we can enjoy and lean into sharing our gifts and offers, the more we hone how our brand shows up, how to create meaningful dialogue with our audience, and the more fun we have doing it. And a template made by someone who doesn't know you or your practice just can't do that. It can't compete with that kind of unique, personal, tailored approach. Okay, we had to stop because my camera overheated, because that's how hot it is. I was trying to say something profound to get you making content, but it's hot. It's all about harvesting and making magic out of your process, shall we say. I don't know why I'm laughing, it's true. So with this in mind, if you can, just jot out some ideas that have been coming up for you. Let's workshop it together. I actually put these notes into a really simple little mini guide for you. It's totally free, and you'll find the link below and on the screen if I can work out how to do that. I've just mapped out a few of these different prompts that I've just kind of brought up, and then some more, and that will help you to really look inward for just some wonderful ways to share your work. And then I've also incorporated just some light pillar concepts as well, just in case you'd like those prompts too, to help you like build on some of those ideas. If you're on the go right now, don't worry about it. You can always come back later when you have time and grab the guide then. So this is what it looks like. Really think about what your days and your weeks typically look like. There's lots of negative space for you to fill in and brainstorm. What are your favorite parts of the day? What happens in your inner world and your daily habits, your rituals, moments that could be really nice vehicles to share your work, offers, products, services. As always, insert whichever word feels most aligned for you. And then, like I said, if you like, you could cross-reference some of that material with a content calendar or pillar ideas for some more inspiration. But I really want you to center your own schedule and available time and what feels fun. And I know I keep talking about having fun, and obviously I do want you to have fun and discover joy. That's kind of what we're talking about here. But actually, fun is also the road to success, because you have to dedicate yourself to this long term. And if it's going to make you miserable, you're not going to be able to achieve it. And don't forget, you can always up the ante once you find a groove with it too. You don't have to start as you mean to go on. You know, we don't join the gym and start with the heavy weights. We build up. Remember, we're looking for supportive structure to help you find a rhythm, not a box to squeeze yourself into. And I know this is kind of echoing what I said in my last video about why presets help solo founders. If you missed that one, go and give that a watch after this. But it is the same overall principle: simple, supportive structures, not restrictive, diminishing, oppressive boxes. It's a subtle but crucial rethink. Like most things I'm going to share, it is very simple. Maybe it feels a little bit too simple. Maybe it feels obvious when it's presented in this way, but I think it's become scrambled in this whole online status quo, this path that we've been led down by its stakeholders essentially, rather than real creative, talented people in real life. And it's meant that instead of leaning into your gifts, you're perhaps left second guessing and stalling. And again, not your fault. It's just not a great system, and I don't think it's the way forward for many people, and I'm happy about it. You know, if you think about it, this bucket, pillar, post 10 times a day treadmill approach is very masculine mindset, and I think we need to return to the feminine approach, which is not a triangle or columns, but concentric circles that all orbit and support and spiral in harmony with one another. I know that might sound really abstract, but this is a creative practice we're talking about after all. With this approach, not only will you be able to get your output flowing more regularly because it's in harmony with your routines, but it's also a really natural way to bring people into your world without you feeling like you're beholden to trends and like you're being overwhelmed and things, and without them feeling like you're being salesy or disingenuous or just like not yourself in any way. And dare I say it, it creates a quality of authenticity. So if that sounds like something you're seeking, give the workbook a try and come back and let me know how you got on with it. If you found today's video helpful, please let me know in the comments or share it with a friend who you think might find it useful. If you hated it, maybe just keep that one to yourself. And if there's something you'd like me to cover or do a tutorial on, drop it down below as well. I'm all ears. Don't forget you can shop my presets. They'll be linked down below too. Lots more products in the pipeline as well, so stay tuned for those. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!